going to the next trainer, and it's a Psychic, so I'm not gonna bother switching out Venusaur for another lead, since I actually want to see how effective it's going to be against stuff like Kadabra and Mr. Mime, even though the levels of the underlings are a few levels below Sabrina. And here's a Kadabra, so let the rehearsal begin. So what is Body Slam going to do? Well, it one-shots it rather easily, and it goes without saying that this was supposed to happen, since the HP and defense isn't quite as good as Alakazam's, though in Alakazam's case it's still very bad, but for Kadabra it's just abysmal. As for Slowpoke, we've seen it before, it's super effective, which is something you won't be seeing much against Sabrina, except for that Venomoth. Wonder why she's got a Venomoth. Oh, here's a Mr. Mime. Is it going to be enough this time? Yep, that works too. Last Pokemon is another Kadabra, so it goes without saying I should beat this one too, unless the 99.6 glitch kicks in, and I swear, if this one happens when I'm fighting Sabrina, I think I'm gonna cry, because I haven't seen it for so long, and for it to show up in the one battle I could actually lose before the Elite Four, well, that would be real annoying. If you're only ghosts and bugs, well, sorry to break it to you, but your psychic Pokemon are immune to ghosts. Though the only non-fixed damage ghost move in this generation is Lick. And why is Lick ghost? And why is it that Licky Tongue didn't even get it until Gold, Silver, Crystal? That is seriously one of the biggest oversights ever in this franchise. And as for what that Psychic just told me, you want to see Sabrina, I can tell. Well, no need for psychic powers for that. Anyone who enters the gym comes here with the purpose of seeing and beating Sabrina. So it's just called common sense. And yippee-doo, you've got common sense, so... What? What the fuck? What's going on? And it's... What just happened there? Seriously, I want you to rewind this and look at it again, because seriously, what happened? The music just went all glitchy and stuff. I hope this isn't a bad sign for the remainder of this game, because I guarantee my reaction is going to be ugly if my save file turns out to be corrupted somehow because of that crazy glitch. But as I was saying, yeah, so you have common sense enough to figure out that I want to see Sabrina. Yeah, no need for telepathy for that. And as a side note, I remembered to switch my lead to Alakazam this time around, so I wouldn't be frustrated by those Ghastlies in the same way I was at the end of the last video. And we go straight to Hunter this time. This, once again, shouldn't be a problem, even though those guys have a rather thick special stat to hit through, but super effective, and I think Alakazam actually had the highest special stat back then, aside from Mewtwo, of course. So yeah, there's not much that's gonna trump this thing. But if you've been listening to me... Oh yeah, I forgot to talk to that moment again, I apologize. But if you've been listening to me ranting about how hard that gym was gonna be, then you already know how tough Alakazam is, so I'm really glad I've got one on my team. And one thing about Alakazam is that tradebacks from Gold, Silver, Crystal just make it that much stronger with the elemental punches. Now, I think I've said this before, but the typical rules for red, blue, and yellow battling are no tradebacks. Because if there were, then I think it would be appropriate to send Alakazam to Ubers, because one thing about Alakazam in red, blue, and yellow is that it has sort of a limited move pool. But add the elemental punches on top of that, and you've got a really, really frightening monster that by all means should break the game. But back to the game for a moment. Oh! Body Slam is not enough to take down a level 34 Mr. Mime in one hit, so I shouldn't expect Venusaur to bring down Sabrina's Mr. Mime in one hit either, unless I get a critical, of course, but that's neither here nor there. And next up is Kadabra, so we're gonna see if the level increase is enough to survive one body slam, and it isn't. So as I was talking about tradebacks earlier, and one Pokemon that would be really frightening if it really had access to tradebacks would be Clefable. It's always been more specially inclined, but if you add Amnesia to the mix, well, you've got sort of a pseudo Chansey on your hands, but a Chansey that can attack much better than the actual Chansey. Oh yeah, here's a channeler, so that's why I just changed my lead. But yeah, if tradebacks were allowed, I think we would have seen Clefable in the overused tier. Now I know for a fact that there are 9 rooms, that means the entrance and Sabrina, so that means 7 underlings, and this, I've been keeping count, is the 7th one. So after this one, I'm going to head back and heal. Yeah, so I know all I lost was like 8 HP on my Venusaur and a few PP here and there, but since the upcoming battle is one of the hardest in the game, I think it doesn't kill to be well prepared. Now, naturally, I'm not going to show you me going back all the way to the Pokemon Center, then coming back all the way here. So, yeah, I'm just going to change my lead to Venusaur first, and after that, I am going to use my super special teleportation powers. Go! Long live time travel, so I'm gonna keep using the same pattern I did so far, and eventually it's going to lead me to Sabrina's room. Here we are, so it's gym battle number 5. Now I've been yammering on forever about how this fight was gonna be super hard, but really it's quite intimidating to face a gym leader using such a dominant type as Red, Blue, and Yellow Psychic. Wait, she dislikes fighting, yet she's a gym leader? This is about the 100th time I've said this, but it's another nonsensical career choice. What kind of orientation counselors do they even have in Kanto? But that's enough of that. Let's get ready to throw down. So let's see if Body Slam's enough to take down the Kadabra level 38. It is! So up next is going to be Mr. Mime. Now I know I can 2-hit KO it with Body Slam, so I'm gonna have to take a hit here. Hopefully it doesn't open a can. Oh, it's just confusion. I thought it was gonna use Psychic. What? Doesn't it have Psychic in the first place? Well, not that I'm complaining, because that's a second kill. Here's Venomoth, so I am going to bring out Alakazam. And seriously, I've said it before, but what's a Venomoth doing here? I know it can use Psychic, but it's a bug poison. What the fuck? But either way, that's another easy kill, so all of a sudden, all that's left is her Alakazam. So I'm gonna send out Gengar here, and hopefully I'll be able to put it to sleep on the first turn. I wouldn't count on it because yesterday I was playing Diamond and I missed 5 Focus Blasts in a row. And yes, Hypnosis is connecting, so all that's left to do now is taking it down with Thunderbolt, because of course it would be stupid to use Psychic. Now all I have to do is hope that Alakazam stays asleep long enough so that I can use Thunderbolt 2 more times. Here's one of them, and it's asleep, so now I am going to be able to finish it with another Thunderbolt. Even though, yeah, even if it woke up in the last turn, it wouldn't have attacked, so I would have had the opportunity to bring it back to sleep. And just like that, one of the hardest fights in the game actually turned out to be a real breeze. I only took 32 damage from that Mr. Mime's confusion, but for the rest, it was 2 one-hit KOs, a quick sleep, and then just a matter of bringing Alakazam down with 3 Thunderbolts. Though to be honest, I think I would have been in real trouble had Hypnosis missed the first time, and if it missed twice in a row, I think Gengar would have been a goner. And okay, she's gonna give me a Psychic TM? No, it's Psywave, since Psychic was given to me by Mr. Psychic. And I've got something to say about that, but it's gonna have to wait until next time.